Coming back to do a bit of urgent care work after a break, you notice things that I'll probably stop noticing in a few months' time when it all becomes routine again. But it's clear to me one of the major problems we've got across our healthcare and society is a lack of shared understanding about what is an urgent healthcare problem. And there's two elements to this. In part, it's that there is crap access to routine care, therefore things that people might have been willing to wait for a few days and sit with just isn't an option. So you have to come to urgent care because otherwise God knows when you're going to get seen, and I accept that. That's not new, that's been like that for ages. But I think the other problem, which is clearly evident from looking at calls that have gone to a 999 ambulance and then been stepped down and passed to us either on the phones or in urgent care, is that people don't know how to make sense of their symptoms anymore. And I think this has to in part sit with a lack of reliable information about what goes on with people's health. And I'll give you some examples. A headache that feels really bad in an otherwise healthy person is probably not a life-threatening event. But you only have to open Facebook and see the GoFundMe about the mum that had a headache and died, and now her kids have got no mum, and everybody's sharing this story thousands and thousands of times over. That has a knock-on effect to the next person who doesn't know how to make sense of their headache. It is not unusual for a cough to go on, sometimes for about 3 weeks. And if you're getting up and going to work and you're 25 and otherwise fit and well, that is not abnormal and it's not urgent. But if you open the Daily Mail and see that the 25-year-old who had a cough later died of an undiagnosed God knows what condition, it's going to change your willingness to tolerate those symptoms. And it only takes somebody at work to go, yeah, but did you read that story or did you hear about this? And I really think this is feeding this tension between healthcare, who have very clear definitions about what is urgent and what's not, and the public, who don't know where to go to get reliable information. I don't see any signs of reassurance from the people who hold the purse strings that they really understand how complex this is. But I think it boils down to us not really having a healthcare system that's designed for the way the world is today, for the way people get their information, for how stuff is sold and shared. And I don't have the answer, but it's definitely obvious to me coming back after a little break.